Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm your shop merchant Shanaka here with Shop Titans, and we are going to be covering something very important today that a lot of people are asking me about, and that is the characters, the heroes of Shop Titans. How to build a powerful hero. As you can see, my most powerful here is 114k. And I will go through explaining quite a few things that you need to know, as well as some information on the skills and how to go about creating heroes, what to pick, and how to go through retiring the ones you already have, because you will no doubt have a lot of heroes that you won't need later in the game. So first and foremost, creating heroes, you want to work your way towards the highest class in every category. So from fighter, you want to make sure that you will have at least a minimum of 3 dark knights, a minimum of 3 velites, and a minimum of 3 chronomancers. And that will be your first line heroes, in your groups. And they will cover air, light, and dark. So that's the 3 elements they will cover. You will then want to have at least 2 geomancers to cover water. You will want to also have at least 2 berserkers to cover fire in the elements. And then you will also want to cover at least 1 spellblade, 1 or 2 spellblades to have this artifact element. And also you want to have at least 1 druid and 1 wanderer minimum. Having 2 wanderers will be great. They're great for evasion, so you can have those. That would be basically the end game combination of heroes I would suggest, and that will be the heroes I would work towards having throughout your gameplay as you unlock them through your leveling up. So when you create a new hero, there's a number of things that you're going to want to go through, and we'll go through that in a moment. So what I will do very quickly, here's my Velite, he's a Wanderer. So Sorcerer, I'm going to be getting rid of this guy, and I'll make a new hero, and I'll show you all what we are going to have to do. Because no one shows this on YouTube, I will let you all see it. So you click on the gear icon, and you retire a class that you don't need anymore. Now you may have spent Titan Souls on certain classes, like I have with this and others. That's just the bad luck of the draw. You may have done that. I've done that with a number of classes, characters that I've had to retire. It's just, it is what it is. You just consider that a loss. So one of the 2 ways you can go about this now is you can either create a new hero, as you are, and go about step 1 or step 2, which I'll detail before I go through step 1. Step 2 is changing your talent tree to questing. When you change your talent tree to questing, you level up Argon's Finest to max level. Get that to max level, and if that is not max level, you don't create new heroes. So getting this to max level will ensure that any new hero you create will start at level 25. So immediately your level, requirements for the hero is, you won't have to do so much to level them up. You won't have to waste as many experience potions. So when you're ready to start making your final heroes, you want to change to questing, raise this to level 5, create all the heroes as we're going to talk about it, and then when you're happy with all of them, you can go back to whatever you were before, if you don't like questing, and that's fine. So if you have that, you're creating a new hero. If you're not going to create a new hero using that method and you're going through this method, then there's a little bit more of a process that you have to do. which I'll detail. So I will make another, let me just check the one that I made just a few moments ago was, where are we here? Layla, Sub-Zero, Kane, Cassandra, she was a Coronet. Okay, so my new hero is going to be another Velite, because I want to make 3 of each. I've got now 2 of them, and I'll make a V-Light. So we're going to just quickly randomize to what we like. Some people like to make, sometimes I like to make a character custom the way I want it to look, and other times I don't care. As I am going to be keeping this character, I do want to make one that I will actually enjoy. Very quickly, something here. Black, yeah, that will do. No, don't need a mustache. He can have those eyes. There we go. And we'll recruit him, and he can be called, oh, Steven Geralt, that's fine. So 25 million it will cost each time we want to make one. So if the step fails when we're heading to in the next step, then we're gonna have to retire him and make another one, and I'll explain what I mean here. So I'll make him, and then I'll go to him immediately. He's level 1. So I'll go to him, and what I'm going to do here now, if you've done that talent tree, then he'll be level 25. You'll be able to come here and you'll be able to check the skills. And what you want to do is you want to check these skills in accordance to this webpage, stcentral.net TLDR Heroes Roster Building. And I'll have a link in the description down below for those of you that don't want to write this down. You can just click on that. Now this is one of the best places to get information on your heroes. Aside from this here that gives you a little bit of a rundown on what tanks do and what they need, what you need to focus on depending on what you want to build. Tanks, bruisers, which are the rogues, and tanks, bruisers, rogues, and then casters. You can see a little bit of what they need and what they do for your party. But that's not the main focus here. What you want to do here is come down to the skill rolling. And so we just made a V-Light. So you can click this little drop down menu here, and you'll go down to the class that you've created. So I'm making a Velite, and Praetorian is the if you use a Titan Soul, the ascended class. So Velite. And now the skills have changed. So what you want to aim for is having skills of the always great, the green smiley tier on your character, or at least at minimum the yellow tier. And you've got your gold, epic ones, and then you got your blue, platinum, and then you got your legendary, and then you have your commons, right? So if you get a common, that's fine, but you want to aim for a blue. You're most likely going to get a common. You'll have to re-roll that later, but if you're lucky, you can get higher ones like I have before. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to ours, and because we don't have the skill tree, we want to use experience points to level him up. Now, I don't have any, unfortunately, because I've used them up like an idiot, but I will just use 50 diamonds to bring him up to level 12. Typically, you bring him up to level 5, and you check what the skills are. So he got this one and this one, right? And unfortunately, none of those, when you look at here, the commons, they're not any of those. So that would have been, yeah, so they're level 1, so they're bad. So what you do in this situation, if you get something that's not here, instead of wasting dice re-rolling, you want to just retire the hero and then go back and create another one. Okay, and when you create another one, Fairlight. Let's just, you know what, that will do. Amelia, 25 mil. We'll go back to her, and we will we'll use a 5,000 one for now. So confirm, and the first skill is that one there, which comes under the unfortunate level 2. I think all of level 3. So the usable but weak skills for this character. So it's not a skill you'll want to use. Now, I'm doing this for show. I'm not keeping this character, but I was doing this to show you all how that system works. So you want to make sure that your skill that you get is among the green or the yellow tier and as high up as you can, depending on what you're building. You can check here, for example, so casters, for example, need mostly, attack, or if you want a sorcerer, you're going to be doing critical hits and critical hit chance, but you're not going to be using what's it called, sorcerers much. So it doesn't matter really which skill you get. It depends on what the build you want. You can go for full attack if you want, or you can go for evasion. I would say the attack ones are the best ones in my opinion. The evasion is good too because it is a rogue class, so it's really up to you which of these, and eventually you want to get them all to be gold, but that will take a lot of time. So once that's done, let's go back to the game. You're going to need to stat the character, and I'll go to a different one to explain this better. So Cassandra. So what we're doing here with Cassandra right now, I normally wouldn't stat characters until I get them to tier 12 or 13 equipment tier. And the reason being is because it's a waste of diamonds and a waste of gold to do it. You can do the cheaper ones if you want to at tier 10, but I'm just doing this now as an example. So we'll go, let's say, to this one. We will look for a... actually, the first thing is her affinity, or the character that you make. You have to look here. What is the affinity of element that they're using? So this one uses air, right? So what you want to do is you want to find gear that will have the air affinity on it. So for example here, I'm looking through all the gear, I'm going to click on one and then click on this little icon, and it will tell me here if there's an affinity. So you don't want to buy one that has 0 affinity or has an affinity to a element that isn't that character's element, that hero's element. So you will keep searching. I might have a hard time with this one because I was searching earlier and I didn't find anything. See, like this one doesn't have an affinity here, so that's not great. I'll just keep going. That's light. I need air. It should be dark, I think. Oh no, it's not. Light. You may have to go to the diamond ones to find one. Now, I probably won't find one here, but I'll give you an example. I've got this one here. This weapon that I found, it didn't have these on there, but its affinity was air, and it also had an affinity on the spirit as well. Now, you don't need to have an affinity on the spirit, but it does help if it does, and you match them. So in this situation, I matched it with the rune, the air rune of its type, and I started on, and what that did was it gave me plus, in my case, plus 35 air, which goes onto here. And at certain levels, the skills will go up to level 2, level 3, and then level 4, which is the highest at the moment. So if you don't stat your characters with gear that are the same affinity, you won't get the bonus. So that's why you want the affinity to show up in the element area. So the same element affinity as your character. If it's showing two elements, like let's say it's showing herbs and air, it means it can be equipped by any one of those characters, any one of those heroes, whether they are air element or herb element. So that's a good thing too, because at least if you want to take it off one character and put it on another later, you can, even though they are a different element, as long as it's compatible with the one that is started on the gear. And then, like, not all of them have, like, here, there's no affinity, so I will build that up however I decide to, according to the class, and of course what this says is good for the different classes. So let's move on, and you'll see my big one. If I go over to this big one here, the Warlock, so he's a dark skill, and you see he's got level 4s. Now he doesn't have any gold, but he doesn't have any commons either. So what I've done with this guy is the Warlock, so you can see that he's got the hand, the bolt, the sword, and the dice, right? So if we go here and we go to the blue, you can see that I've got the dice, I've got the bolt, I've got the sword, you know, and the hand thing is here. So I'm actually, the dice is here too. That's the different one. So I'm pretty happy with that. Eventually I will, when I decide to, because it does take a lot of dice sometimes, I will decide to restat to try and get the gold versions, which are in the green smiley here, which are all of these ones. So whatever I get from here, typically, of course, I want the top one and this one here, and maybe it doesn't matter for the others which ones I get, critical hit or. Well, the critical hit is great for the sorcerer. Probably not so much for the chronomancer and praetorian, but it doesn't really matter. It's still good. I will focus more on the attacks. So this is important info when building your characters to know, because you don't want to waste seeds on your attack, defense, and evade until you're happy with the skills that you've gotten. Even if you have to reroll them later, that's fine, as long as you're getting skills that are in the green or yellow bracket, in this green or yellow bracket, especially the green, which is what you want to aim for your common skills, you know, or your yellow, the great skills, you'll do fine. You're always going to have to re-roll some stats. You're never going to get perfect hero off the bat. It's never going to happen. So, you know, don't always try to create a hero that's going to have a blue with a starting skill or a gold with a starting skill. It's hardly ever going to happen. Actually, I don't even think it does happen. Can't remember ever seeing one. But, you know, just make sure you get the common skills if you're getting a common skill of the higher tier, and then work your way from there. The skills will be the last thing you'll have to worry about once you get the ones you want on the character as you're leveling up, and unlocking every new skill. From the second skill onwards, right, if you're getting skills that are worse, then that's just the bad luck of the draw. You'll have to re-roll. You're never going to, if you try to get all perfect skills, it's never going to happen. So you want to make sure that the first one here, this one here, is always the one that's closest or identical to one of these essential skills, on the green, under the green smiley, and then basically just re-roll the others as you need to. So that's basically character building, making sure that your first skill is in the essential skills, and that you're putting the element and the affinity identical to what the hero is, but also making sure that there is an affinity on the item you're buying. If there isn't one in the market, then just wait. Don't go rushing and buying something unless you want to spend the gold or the diamonds and you don't care. Then just wait. Now, if you're going to be statting gold, legendary gear, you will be spending diamonds. There's just no ifs or buts about it. Like if I want to, let's say, replace the rune, right? Well, there's none in the market right now, I don't think. Yeah, no, there's none in the market right now, but if I want to replace the rune with the higher runes, I'm only going to find it in diamonds. So some of it can get expensive. You could be spending, a couple thousand diamonds per character to get them started up, sometimes even more, especially since you have to do so many different, 6 different pieces of armor and weapons and gear. So it does add up. Now, of course, if I wanted to, so for example, spirit, because this is my sorcery, does a lot of attack damage. I can have a look here and say, for example, this one plus 100 attack plus 10% attack. I can do the cracking spirit, and you'll see like his points right now, he's at 114,000 points, right? So if I was to put the cracking spirit, this one here, right, it's 439 gems. I was to put that on and do that, he's now 118,000. So it may not sound like a lot, but it is, especially when you're lower level and you start, raising your 20k characters from 7 or 8 tier level gear to 14 tier or 13 tier legendary gear. It will make a massive jump. So yeah, that's the way that you want to build your characters. And yeah, that's basically it. The other thing that you have to note as well, when you do get to your 14th tier of crafting in these categories and you craft enough, another new thing is going to open, which is this under the workers tab, this new advanced research. What this does is it allows you to upgrade your workers. So Wallace, for example, has 3 upgrades available. One of them is to give me 50% craft time minus 50% on tier 14 gauntlets. It requires 500 million gold and 50 research scrolls, or I can unlock it for 300 gems automatically. So the higher they go, the more expensive they become. These are the same, and then you've got the red ones that are 1 billion gold and 150 research scrolls, and this gives me surcharge energy cost minus 10. So when you level these up as well, eventually, when you get to them, there's some massive gains to be had. So it's actually a really cool way of doing it. But yeah, the biggest thing to remember is that any hero you make, you want to stat them, you want to make sure the affinity matches, and you want to use the highest level armor grade you can use, like legendary. Even if you have to save up, save up and build your characters and your classes one at a time. I've never spent money, real money on this game when it comes to buying diamonds or statting characters. I've done it all through, crafting and selling for diamonds in the marketplace, and growing my diamonds, and then buying what I need to buy using them. So the only thing I actually pay for in this game is the King's Merchant, and that's really because it's a benefit. But if you want to spend diamonds to build your characters, you can do that too. That's fine. There's no harm in that. But yeah, making sure that you use the same affinity element, and making sure that the item does have the correct affinity. So this one doesn't, for example. I can easily make this character better, but I'm not going to be keeping this character, so I don't care. He's just here for now for support. Yeah, I think that covers everything that we have to do. But as I said, if you have the Questing talent tree and you have Argan's Finest up to max level, then you don't have to waste XP potions to get your characters to level 5 and then to level 10 to see what skills they get. So work on your characters. Make sure that you're always using a combination, having 3 Chronomancers, 3 V-Likes, 3 Dark Knights, then having let's see, a couple Geomancers, at least 1 or 2 Spellblades, a Druid, and a few Wanderers, and then you're covered. And also a Berserker or 2. A couple Berserkers will be good. That will be your perfect group, and you'll cover every element. So when you're questing and you need to use a specific element, you'll have them, and you'll be able to have different groups for your high level questing. And that's basically it. You'll easily be able to get your characters from low level to high. These are all characters that I'm going to retire, except the new ones that I've made that are the new classes. And as I retire all these old ones, I'll start bringing all the new ones up to, over 100k power. So like these, I haven't even upgraded them or worked on them, because there's just no reason to waste diamonds or gold. But yeah, when you are lower level, like your level 40s or level 50s, it's okay to do this. For example, like I have a level 9 which is started, and I spent, diamonds and gold on this character to get them up to this level, and I was content and happy to do that because it's a support character. It helps the rest of my group, and until I build all the characters that I want, I was fine with spending the money to work on this character up to this point. But there's no point me spending diamonds or gold, not money, to level him up anymore, or level her up anymore, simply because she'll be changing to a different class. And that's really everything. If you have any questions, be sure to post down in the comments below. I will be happy to answer any questions. I'll be making more videos in regards to other aspects of the game as well, like crafting, merchants, events, what the best things are. It is a bit of a trial and error, and the market fluctuates, so what is good today may not be in a month from now, 2 months. So I'll see how I go with that video. But I hope this character creation video helps you understand a bit more of what you have to look at when you're creating your characters, what you have to focus on, for each character type. See, this one's water, this one's light. So you wouldn't want to be putting dark affinity equipment on a character that's light. So this makes a big difference. And the reason why you want to use the highest level, so level 14 or 13, is because you want to get this upgrade to the highest level, so these become level 4. right? And once you have these to level 4 and you roll them to what you want them to be, eventually epic essential skills for all of them, you'll have the highest bonus that your character can get in the game. And then it'll just matter about stats. Now, one other thing with stats is you can see that each gear has its own stats. Like weapons will have attack, armor will have defense, and then there's other ones. When you're looking for new gear, one of the things that you want to do is, for example, having a look here, this one's 1800 attack, this one's 325. Sometimes in the market, you will find better static gear for cheaper in purples and stuff, and that's fine. That is actually a good. So my one was 1673 and 445. And this one is 2,325. It doesn't have defense. I'm not sure how well that's going to work with what I'm using, if it's better or not. But you look at these stats compared to what you're wearing. You decide. You make sure that you check the affinity, the type. If it doesn't have one, you don't want it. If it has one, you want to match. So 2,325. That's a fair one. And you can typically tell if it looks the same item, then it'll be the same. It's not going to change. This one has the light and thing. But that has 2,325. So that is a massive upgrade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the gems to buy this. I'm going to put it on. So before I do this, you have a look at, with this one, I was at 36,130. And then if I take it off and put the other one, and I start it to, okay, so, why does that only give 20? The other one gives 25. So that one wants to give 25 for some reason. I'll do this. 100% chance. There we go. And then you'll see that my first skill is gone to tier 3 because of that. So that one has passed. The next upgrade is at 170. And yeah, so that one needs another 10 more on something. So so if I was to, for example, change maybe not that, maybe this to, let's see, will crystal boots be light? No, they're not light. They're not light. Let's see, what are these ones? It's a dark. Let me see here. That's a dark. That's a light. So we'll use this one, and then we'll go element, and we'll go enchant, and this one, the affinity, if we use that to look for it, which is, I believe it was okay. It's a bit hard to see the alright, the thing. Okay, still like the Spartan spear helmet. So I'll just go there and have a look. There aren't any available, so I won't buy any right now. This is not available. There's no point me wasting money on it, so we'll just wait and see until one comes to the market. So if I come down now, it's already gone up 10k just from that alone, you know, and you can see that my skills have leveled up again, and so there's a massive difference right there. So how one correctly staggered gear, and this is just purple, you know, eventually you can find better stuff in gold, and if you don't find anything better, stick to purple, don't go to gold until you find something that is advancedly better. Then you can start it with the highest element, and you'll get even a lot more power. So that is really much the gist of hero building. Once you're happy with everything, you can max all these out or use all your seeds however you want to use them. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you all enjoyed this video, as I said. And ask any questions in the comments below. If you're part of my guild, then or the guild I'm in, not my guild, but if you're part of the guild I'm in, you can ask on Discord or in-game, and I'll happily help you all. And yeah, this was 2024 Shop Titans Hero Creation Guide. Hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed, just to help me out, and I'll create more videos like this giving more information and updated info as the developers release new content into the game. So thank you all for watching. Be well, be safe, and until the next video, see you later.